Well, we will use the Node.js to write a program, basic applications for Node.js. Okay, so this application is quite simple. Create a program in Node.js. One, well, of course, we have the following, of course, basic algorithm here. Write the name and location to a JSON file. And we all know what is JSON. That is subject, JavaScript subject object notation. And after that, what will happen? Well, write program in PHP to read, or what you call this, fetch the content of JSON file. So we will be using Node.js, and for the same time we have the PHP program here. Alright, so before you start with the Node.js, well, I think you need first to install the Node.js in your folder or in your PC. So all you have to do is to go to the Node.js file here, and then let's say Node.js installation. Okay, so you have to go to your browser, and then you type Node.js installation, and from there you can go to nodejs.org and first choose the different version of the Node.js. If you're using the Windows, then of course you will use this fake. Okay, after that, of course, after that you install the Node.js, what will happen? You try to check, of course, your command line, and then, well, of course, check if the Node.js installed. I have here the Node.js in my program, so you better check that one. And once you install the Node.js, well, of course, you can just type node, and then from there, well, of course, you have here the prompt that will telling you to write a program for Node.js. So let us review. So console.log with say 1 plus 1. So this is part of the Node.js program. So the answer is 2. Well, you can watch my YouTube channel for this. Okay, where to go? Okay, we'll exit first, and then you go right here. Then HTTPS. Then you go to YouTube channel, and then you search my name here. And then if this is the first time that you will learn the Node.js, okay, all you have to do to check my playlist, you go to my playlist, and from here you can deal with the different this one you can deal with the different Node.js topics. So we have here the Node.js, writing your OOP in your JS, how to connect and create your Node.js. Your first run for Node.js is right here. Okay, all right. So let us proceed. So what will happen is, of course, we need to create a program that will fuse a file name of data.json in the Node.js program. Let us first go right here. So if you have your Node.js program, of course, you need first to install this module. You have to install, and then you state npm install, and then you put here, of course, the fs statement. So fs is for the file handling operation. Okay, that's for the file handling operation. That's how you deal with the different files. And then you write, you append, and of course you put all the files right there so that you can write a file just like your JSON file. Okay, let us start. Okay, I will be using the Node.js folder here. This is where, no. Let us check it first. I will also activate the sum program for our Node.js program. All right. Let us check the directory. I will go right here, sum. Okay. So this is the directory here. I'll be activating, of course, later on the Apache server. Okay, this is where I will store my program. Okay, let us reserve this, and then we will activate the sum right here. This is how we use the PHP program, and then we'll activate Apache and force the MySQL. There you have it. So this is already running. Let us roll the ball and then write a program for the Node.js. So create a program in Node.js to, okay, write name and location to JSON file, and write a program in PHP to read, fetch the content of the JSON file. How to start with the Node.js? Okay, so we have to start first with a const. All right, this is where how to declare the variable, and then we have the fs and the require fs. You can use your variable right here. So this is only part of the installation package. So you have to do is to what? Where's that? Okay, we have to do is to stay install npm install and install the fs. So I've already installed that, just no problem. So you have to do is to enter or to press the enter key, and after that everything will follow. All right. So let us go back in the main editor. So this is how we create a program for Node.js, and Node.js is a framework for the JavaScript. So I have to const, and then let's say we have here Well, to be intuitive, we can use the read line as part of our what you call this new JS variable. And then we need to provide here, of course, the read line. All right, let us proceed and then create. All right. And then we have to use what? Create. There you go. Okay. And then we have create. Okay. Instance. Create interface. Sorry. All right. So we have to create the interface right here. Okay. Create interface. And then we will use, of course, this name. Okay. So the color is changing. Meaning to say, well, of course, that's a valid command. That's part of the IntelliSense. I hope I'm correct. And then we need to put here, of course, the pair of what? Of your key and pair values. So we have the process.studio, stud in. And then after that, we have here the output. And then we need to provide the process. This is the method, some methods of the stud in and stud out. That's part of the input. If you can still recall, of course, your basic programming in C language will have here the stud in and stud out. Okay, so we have to use now, we have here the read line. The purpose of this is, of course, this is to read, of course, delivery of the read line statement. This is part of the method. Okay, that's the input. Now we will call the read line right here, that, and then we need to create something. Okay, question. Okay, question here. All right, so that's it. So we need to ask the question. Then your name, please. All right, and then okay, let us make it bigger. Your name, please. And then we will use here the syntax. Remember that syntax is very important. And of course, this is part of the callout statement wherein we're using the ECMAScript, okay, the arrow function. So we have the arrow function, and then we can start again, another statement right here. Okay, that's it. So what's next? So we need to put again read line, and then we have to use the question, and then what is your location? Okay. And then we will use the location as part of our call out function, then using the arrow statement, and then what's next? Okay, that's it. So we have now two open braces and two we will force two close braces. We will provide, of course, we will just modify it later on. So we provide here the const data as part of the content. Okay, and then we have here the name. I think you must recall, of course, my tutorial in JavaScript. And then we have here the location, creating, of course, the location in the name, of course, in the location as part of the variable. Okay, what's next? So we have the name, the same we have the location, and we put here the semicolon because this is where the continuation of the statements goes on. Okay, so here, since we have here, of course, the variable at the top, this is where we start with the file handling operation. Let us use the methods of what? Write, then we need to use the write. And then we have here file and then sync. And then we need to create this file name. So the file name is data.json. JSON stands for JavaScript Object Notation. That's where you store your pairing values, keys and values. Remember? And then we need to use the JSON and then call the method of stringify. Okay, stringify. What does this mean? Stringify is to convert the objects into arrays, arrays into strings, something like that. Well, that's how things are used now. I mean, so we need to put a semicolon right here, and then after that, what will happen? Now it's time that we need to use the console flag to print the result. And then we have here data save to file. Okay, so we erase this, and then we put the semicolon right here, period, then what? So there you have it. So we need to provide here, of course, the close parenthesis. Why two close parentheses? Because of this one. Okay, of this one. All right. So that's how you do it. Let us fix this thing. So there you have it. So we have here, of course, the program for that, and then we will save this. Where to save? Okay, we'll save this inside, of course, with some folder. So we have to save it here. Okay, save as, and then I'll go to my sum folder. All right, that's where I activated the Apache server. The purpose of that is later on I will create a program in PHP to fetch the information. So I will check it first right here. This is for drive C and this is for PC. I'll go to drive C and then I'll go here for the sum. Okay, I go to HTTP docs And then I will write a program here. The program is file. Okay, filer. Okay, and then save. Okay, that's it. So let us check the program. If this program is wrong, then we will modify it. Okay. All right. So we'll go in and then cmd. Okay, let us check the program. Then go to the folder sum. This is where I activated my Apache server. And then it's the docs. All right. Let us check if of course the Apache is running. Let's check if the node is running. Okay, node. Okay, node is running right here. It's not a problem. Okay, node. Okay, let us check it again. Control C, Control C. Okay, let us check the node. I think this is running here. Okay, that's it. Control C. So let us file the program 4.cds. This is how you display all the program file, and then let us run here node and then filer.js. Let us check it. So we have the program for the stood out, and then we have inspected error right here. Let us fix the. Okay, so there is unexpected token here in, okay, this is not line 9. Let us check the proper program in line 9. Where is that? I think this is, yes, this is there. So this is the continuation of the statement, so there's no need to put the semicolon right here. Okay, and then as you can see, we use the read line statement here to, yeah, this is part of the variable wherein we use the read line. And read line is part of the FS file and the statement. So we create interface the following process. This is part where we call the statement from your Node.js program or to the library runner. Okay, just to accommodate just to create the questions for the end user. So we have here readline.question, and this is part of the method wherein we put here. And as you can see, we're still using the arrow function. So this is the pair values for that, the name and location. And after that, of course, we need to use the fs and call, of course, the method for write file sync function. It's like you're creating your Python to write a file. And we have to create the data JSON and use, of course, the JSON, a JSON command here, and calling, of course, the methods for stringify to convert, of course, the objects into a JSON format. Okay. Now, when we save this program, okay, let us check if there are some errors in the program. Oops. Then let's go back to our command prompt. Okay. Let us check it and then clear the screen. And then type node and then filer.js. There you can see they have here the output, and we say Arnold, and then my location is Iloilo. So what will happen is we are entering this code from here. Okay, this is just the program for that. So this is where we your name please, and what is your location. So the variable is name and location. So this is part of the parameters, and then the parameters assigned as parameter and parameter. So that when we call that in this program, automatically this will be saved to. This will be the objects will be converted into string, as part of string with pairs and values. So when we save it, well, of course, we redirect this output to data.json. All right, when if I press the enter key, automatically data save to this file. Press the Control C. Let us check if we have there, of course, the JSON point data. Oh, data.json, I'm sorry. There you have it. So we have here the data.json. So when we open that, of course, it's very simple. You just type data.json. If you have your iMac, then you can use the cat, but this time I'm using the Windows operating system, so that the command is typed, then data.json. So I entered name, Arnold, location, Iloilo. Here you have it. Now let us create a program that will fetch this information in the PHP statement. So we're using two programs right now. One for the Node.js, and the other one is for the, okay. Now, what are the commands that will be applied using the PHP? We'll be using, of course, the file get content page, file get contents, and at the same time using the JSON decode. So, okay, let us rock and roll, and then create a program here. So we have to file, and then new file, and then of course I will go to view, and then let's go to syntax. Of course, this is PHP. All right, so what will happen is, first, I just write a simple program here, declare a variable. And what are the commands here, by the way? We'll be using JSON decode. So the purpose of using decode is to decode the objects and force to decode the JSON and force display the pairing statements. That's the key to values. And after that, well, of course, we need to identify, of course, the location of every keys and values using, of course, the PHP command. Okay, so JSON decode, and we have, of course, the file get contents. This is to display the contents of the string of the file. Okay, so we will use the two commands here. Let's just start right here. Let's start with the PHP. Okay, if you were not able to check my PHP tutorial, you can check it. Okay, so we have string, and then let's say list data. So this will be our variable for the JSON program, or for the PHP program rather, and then use the JSON that, well, as you can see, we have the decode right here. And then we will use the JSON file here to decode the program. So what is the file? But before that, we need to use the file get contents, display, of course, the contents of the file by means of strings, and by means of, for every bits of characters, we need to display that. So this files is already lurking in our sum folder. Okay, here, yes, in sum folder, we display that. So we have here the read point JSON. Then we have here the data point JSON. Let us go back right here and force extract the file or display the file. So we need to fuse data point JSON. Okay. After that, what will happen? Now let us provide for some information right here. Print, and then extracting the JSON, the Node.js JSON file. Okay. So that will be first part of the process, and then we will put /r/n. This is we put the let's return for the code, enter key for the code, and after that, let us go right here. So you can use the echo or print, but mine is, of course, I would rather use the print command. This is a bit unique. Okay, name, and then we will of course put here first period, then spacing, and then of course this is where we created the array. That's the array, but the file for the variables will bring it down here, and then what happens? So we need to identify. Okay, the name. Well, this is the name, the variable that we fuse to our JSON file, and then we will provide here for the /r/n. Okay. Next is, again, we copy this statement, and then, of course, we will fuse here the location. So we have the location, and then we have here the location. Okay. So that's it. So this is now the code, and then let us finish this. Okay, PHP. Oops. Okay, and then we save this. Okay, where to save? Of course, in our folder. Which is that folder? Search the folder, and then we go to sum. All right, and we go to the htdocs. This is where files are being executed, and then we will use this fetch information. Okay, fetch. Let's say no, not pick file. Okay, pick. Okay. Okay, let us try and check, and then run the code, and then where to go if you want to check that file. So we need to check our program here, and we have to check if the program is already here. So we have the pick point PHP, and then let us run. How to run the program? Remember, we have the sump right here. This is powered. This is powering our local server using the 127.0.0.1, and then we need to open a particular a blank browser here. Okay. Where's that? We will have to check it first. Okay. I want to check first the, okay, so we have here. Now let us check right here. So let's say, let us first check the local host. So we have HTTP, and then we have here the local host. So the local host is running, and well, if you want to run the program, let us use the pick point PHP. Oh wait. So we have an error here, uncaught error, cannot use objects, array sum, and then where's that? Line 10. Okay, let us check the line 10. Okay, where's that line 10? Print name, that list data, that name, that location. Okay, let us check it again. What happened to line 10 is we will check it right here. Okay, where's that filer there? So name, and then data point JSON, and then let us check it again here. Where's that line 10? Okay, I will check it here. Type. Okay, type JSON. Where's that? Type data point JSON. Location, and then we have name, and then type again. We have here first the pick point PHP. Sorry. Okay, the error is in line 10. Print name, and then that string list data, and file get contents, then JSON. I think this is right. It's not a problem. I mean, I will check it. Oh, sorry. So I need to revise the code. The missing parameter, of course, I need to provide here the code, okay, for the pick. So this is a comma here. At the same time, we need to provide the true statement. So What does it mean? Well, of course, this is to read the statement. I mean, the veracity of the statement that the file is really um, uh, the file is really this data.json is located in the right folder. Maybe that's the explanation. When I again run the program, okay, let us check what will happen. I'll go back to my browser. Okay, here. All right, I will check it. Okay, so we have here the JSON decoded file get contents extracting the Node.js file name Arnold location Iloilo. So this is now the file name. Okay, the file. Now if I change that program, okay, I will change that program right here. Let us run that program again. No, not the program, but the node filer.js. Okay, let us run the program. Okay, I will take let's say Rob, and then I will put here, of course. No. I will again. This is wrong. Node filer.js. Okay, I will check it, Rob, and then let's say Gimbal Iloilo. Press the enter key. Okay, let us check it and of course run again. And this is how we pick the information using our PHP program. So there you have it. So we have here Rob location Gimbal. Just imagine if you are trying to fetch information from the server or from another server, and then you try to create your own cron to run the program. Every time that the program pick the information, pick the weather information, and put that in your JSON program. At the same time, you are also using the PHP to display that using the file get contents, the file get contents. At the same time, using the JSON decode. So that's it. So thank you so much for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe to this channel and more power. Thank you.